Okay, good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? We're going to get started up right on time because, hey, look, it's Valentine's Day, and we're not going to waste another minute of your precious time. I know we got things to do and get done tonight, so we're going to get started on time and be respectful of everybody's time tonight. Welcome to Webinar Wednesday. Who's excited for Webinar Wednesday? I know I am. We had to do. Actually, it was really funny story last week at our business summit in Las Vegas, which was amazing, by the way. If you weren't there, you missed out. It was lots of fun, amazing information. John Hallstrom stood on stage and said, "We never, ever, ever miss a Webinar Wednesday." And it was kind of funny because Haley, Valentine, and myself, we looked at each other and we were like, oh shoot, we were actually thinking about probably canceling this week because it's Valentine's Day. So here we are. We did rock, paper, scissors. And actually, hey, so here's the deal. Haley's a newlywed. She's still in love. I'm still in love too, but it's just different. I've been married for 11 years. So I said, Haley, you know what? You go enjoy your first Valentine's Day as a married woman with your husband. And so here I am. I am anxious, though, to get home to spend Valentine's Day with the missus and also with my children. So we're going to get right to it. Hopefully everybody out there is having a wonderful Valentine's Day. Much love to everybody from the corporate office. Now, if you're just now finding out that it's Valentine's Day, you're in a whole heap of trouble, right? So I'm going to go through a couple of quick announcements. Announcement number one is, hey, our sales event for the month of February is Valentine's Day gifting. So if you are like most men out there who tend to forget important dates and you waited way too long, and actually if you just are now finding out about it and right now, you're in a whole heap of trouble. So you need to start getting the shovel. Go grab for that shovel and start digging your way out. Go to our website, Morinda.com, and you can order yourself up some amazing Valentine's gifts to help dig yourself out of this huge hole that you probably got yourself into. Or if you just want to pamper yourself a little extra, go check them out. There's some amazing gifts, gifting bundles on there. Yes, they count QVCV. There's points on these things. We pay out commissions. I think on most of them, if not all of them. I think there's maybe one or two of them that are just, there's like a robe set or something like that that probably doesn't have any points to it. But pretty much all of them do have products in them. The products have points. Points count for volume. Volume pays commissions, which is kind of you're giving yourself a gift while you're giving that special somebody a gift as well. And by the way, you absolutely cannot spell love without the letters N-O-N-I, right? So we'll give the gift of Noni this Valentine's Day. Look, if you're late, it's okay. Place the order, go to your printer, print it off, put it in a romantic envelope. A romantic envelope? See, that's why Dan Calley has zero game at all. I think envelopes are romantic. So this is why I'm doing the webinar tonight and not thinking of something killer romantic to do for my wife. Anyway, put it into something romantic. Put it into some flowers. Just print off an order receipt saying, hey, your gift is coming, baby. Don't say baby. Maybe say baby. I don't know. Depends on where you're at. Okay, this is going a direction I really was not intending it to get into. So the last thing anybody needs is love tips from me. Sidebar to that story. I'm not going to tell my most embarrassing gift I've ever given my wife. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. I'm still 11 years later. I'm still paying the price for it. So anyway, go to the website and order yourself up some Valentine's Day gift bundles. Item number 2. This is going to be this is information that just barely got passed to me today. We are actually no longer we're gonna choose to not renew our contract with Adobe, which is providing us this wonderful webinar program. Don't you fret, though. Webinar Wednesday is so popular now. All the kids are doing it. So we're not going to cancel Webinar Wednesday. We're actually looking for a new hosting service. We actually have it found. This just kind of all went down this afternoon. So I'm kind of scrambling to make this announcement. I don't have all of the information for where the new location is going to be for Webinar Wednesday. So we're going to blast it out, email, social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case may be. We're going to try and do our best to alert everybody that our webinar home is moving, but it should be a cooler little setup. Also is a lot, it's amazing how competing technologies just drives the price lower. I love free market capitalism because now the price is going lower, and Adobe doesn't want to drop their price. So we're gonna move on to something better and more economic. So that's going to be exciting. So next Wednesday we will not be using Adobe Connect per what I was told this afternoon. I don't have that address for you to go to next week. Just stay tuned. Hopefully everybody that's on the webinar is plugging in and paying attention to what we're doing. So those are our two announcements. Sales event, and we're moving locations. Insert happy dance here. I forgot to insert my happy dance, but I'm actually pretty excited to use a different system. So that's what the happy dance was for. All right, tonight we're going to get into a conversation that's going to lead to a conversation about Morinda Life Points. But before I get into that, let me just kind of back up and give you just a little bit of our vision of where we want 2018 to go for us. I mean, some of our goals as we start to look at what we're trying to accomplish in 2018 is to help more and more IPCs become financially free, which means more IPCs receiving income regularly every single month. We want more people getting paid and more people being able to get on stage and say that I have achieved another step towards my financial freedom goal, or I've knocked out another one of my most hated bills, which is such a cool conversation. I love that conversation. We're also interested in expanding the bonus pools, not adding more bonus pools, but expanding the size of the bonus pools that we have already to make them more robust, to have more money in the bonus pool to be able to divvy up to everybody that's qualifying for them. Also, we want to fill in the white spaces and create a fantastic opportunity across the board. We don't want to be isolated anymore in just little pockets or little demographics. We want to expand and fill all white spaces, not just in the United States, but also across the globe. And then to be able to do that, we're going to need to see just an incredible amount of duplication increase, which means more and more leaders who lead more and more networks. Okay, so we're looking to expand our leadership. We're expanding people who are actively growing and building the business. Those are some of the things that we want to accomplish this year. Well, what are we going to need to be able to get that done? Well, we need functioning, healthy networks. People engaged in building a network marketing business, which is really the prime reason why most people become part of our company, is for the network marketing opportunity that it provides. Yes, the products are amazing, and our customers absolutely love the products, but the opportunity is really what drives that approach, and we need active networks of people looking to expand and grow into those white spaces for us. We need new jades. Holy cow, we're talking about jades again? Yes, absolutely. We need new jades, pearls, diamond pearls who are earning regularly monthly income. We need people advancing. We need people growing. We need people shooting for goals and hitting them again. We need to get back into that mindset of, title advancements, that wasn't just a thing of yesteryear. It is an active and important part of our business as we move forward. More discovery, more sharing, more sponsoring. We need an increased commitment to Tishinoni, an increase in passion and vision from not only within corporate, but also within the field. I think it's important that both those, in fact, on all of these points, that's probably true as well. We need more commitment to Tishinoni from corporate, just like we want it from the field. And every IPC needs a purpose. Every IPC needs a why to go after it. And that's why when we talk about the three things, better health, better appearance, and financial freedom, that encompasses almost everybody's why. And so identify what that why is for you, that purpose, and then just really, really go after it. So Let's see. Sorry, I was distracted by the chat screen. Y'all are having a good old time over here in the chat screen. Just making sure. Anybody talking about me? All right, good. No, we're good. All right. So part of that vision is we need to have a proactive marketing. Well, excuse me. Proactive marketing creates financial freedom by emphasizing slices of income. Slices of income is what drives your financial freedom progress and goal. The two keys for driving that financial freedom is, one, having a network, building a network of committed IPCs who are actively sharing and talking about the products, about the opportunity, about those three things that we've been talking about now for about a year and a half. Also, to drive our business forward, we're taking a bank account analysis approach, meaning just every month we're looking for maintaining or growing your activity level in your network. So just like every month you wake up and you look at your bank account, and when you go through and balance your credits and debits, you want to make sure that you come out with more money and you're not in the red, right? You want to be in the black. So you want to you want to make sure that you're balancing your business to where each month you're just building incrementally above the previous month. So growing your network and having the bank account approach is what we're going to do. And it's actually what's going to drive a lot of our rewards that we're going to introduce as a company. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the 2018 Slices of Income Rewards Program. That's a mouthful, by the way. But we're going to introduce two new activity measurements for all of our incentives and rewards. Tonight we're just going to focus in on Morinda Life, but this also applies to your Morinda Life qualification. The two things that we're going to focus on is your Premier Member bank account and your unilevel income. The reasons for that are pretty simple. Premier members are the lifeline of your business, and they create a recurring slice of income. We've said this for 21 years. Auto ship is the engine that drives our business. We're trying to move away from saying auto ship. So if you're wondering what Premier Member means, if you haven't heard that term yet, Premier Member is the new terminology for auto ship. It's Premier Member, somebody that's on a 120 auto ship commitment. We just don't want to say auto ship anymore. Unilevel income is the other part of this, is a measurement of building long-term income, a long-term income stream, and building a successful network. I think that it's a very important thing for us to dive back into teaching and training and growing our unilevel checks. I know that the lure is to focus on Fast Start. Fast Start is a beautiful part of our comp plan. It's a very lucrative part of our comp plan. But if the focus is entirely on Fast Start without giving a mind towards growing the unilevel, the residual on the back end, residual is the passive income. Fast Start income is the active income, which really means if you're just living in Fast Start, you've created basically another job for yourself. Not bad, not a bad job. It's a very financial rewarding job, but it isn't a passive income stream necessarily. Unilevel is the passive income stream, and that's what we want to drive everybody towards, is to be able to get that passive income. So we talk about this bank account analysis approach. So here's an example of what we mean when we talk about a bank account analysis, when we talk about our Premier members. So let's say you wake up February 1 and you look at your previous month number of Premier members, and it was 7. So you go to work every day in the month of February, and you're trying to grow your Premier member account. So you go through and you sponsor 4 new Premier members. Now, Premier members can be customers or IPCs. It's just that we're driving the auto ship activity. It can be both. But you increase 4 new Premier members. Great month. But also with that, we also try and ratchet up our retention. And oftentimes, somebody may have an attack of the stupids and have a stupid attack and goes off of their Premier membership account. So you added 4, you lost 1, so you had a net gain of 3. That's a growth month for you, and that's a very, very positive sign that your Premier bank account is in the positive. You want to be in the positive every single month, right? So that's the bank account analysis for that. Now, I took a snapshot of somebody's back office, and hopefully I'm not disclosing names in here. I tried to be very careful of that. It doesn't look like their names are attached to this. Anyway, this in your back office, if you want to go and look at what your bank account looks like, your Premier Member bank account, and I love that we call it. I'm going to laugh at ourselves. Well, first of all, let me just describe where you go to. If you log into your back office, click on My Money, and My Money is going to pull up your Morinda Life qualifications, which is what we're going to talk about here tonight. Morinda Life is going to give you, under that, is going to give you your PSPM bank account baseline, which in the world of dumb acronyms, I'm going to change that acronym to the PSPMBAB. So if you ever hear me refer to the PSPMBAB, you know what I'm talking about, right? Everybody's on board with that? No, it's the personally sponsored Premier Members bank account. So this particular individual had 7 people as their baseline. And you can see as you go through and balance their checkbook for them, in the month of January, they came out even Steven. They started with 7 in December. January, they maintained. And so, not bad. That takes a lot of effort to make sure that that maintains every single month. This month so far, and it's pre-auto ship, so it's kind of hard to judge where they're at this month. But at the end of February, they're going to look at their numbers and say, hey, I'm at 7. I want to increase and get positive on that. Okay, so this is where you find your baseline for the Premier Member, the PSPM BAB. Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's what the little kids are saying these days. By the way, tonight's webinar is brought to you by Tea Shannoni Juice. In case anybody was wondering, I'm going to take a quick drink. The juice tastes good tonight, by the way. Love it. Okay, 2018 Slices of Income Rewards Program. This year, we're going to eliminate all baselines from past years, which should bring, I hope I can hear loud screams, everybody giving a big woohoo, clapping your hands, whatever the case may be. We're not going to hold you to previous years' baselines, so activity based on previous years. We're just going to say, hey, wherever you ended off 2017, so the end of December 2017, that's your baseline moving forward in 2018. It's about the best way we can get everyone to start on equal footing. I know that in the world of fair, which I'm not a huge fan of the word fair, because it's just hard to, it's never fair. Even as much as we try to make things fair and equal, it's tough. So the best that we can do to try and get everybody starting off on equal footing that we could come up with was just to say, hey, look, everybody starting out 2018, we're trying to grow over wherever you ended up at the end of 2017. That's where you're starting. So in this world of, hey, we're going to grow or maintain every single month, you shouldn't be too far off of your baseline from December of 2017. Okay. I know that may not be the case for everybody. Some people may have dropped back already and feel like that mountain's really hard to climb. It's the best that we can do to try and be fair and equal for everybody. Okay. Now, this is the basic premise of what's going to be a key component of every rewards that we add to the table for 2018. Now, I want to just, we're not going to go through this whole list that's on the slide right now, but some of the things that we're going to do are Morinda Life. These are the income rewards program. Morinda Life, the income accelerator, which we've talked about on previous webinars. We won't go over tonight. The bullet train to Tokyo, which is kind of tied in with the Financial Freedom Income Accelerator. LTO Network Building Rewards, sales events, and Morinda University. Everything on this list, with the exception of number 4, so excluding the LTO Network Building Rewards, these are all things, by the way, that Morinda puts on the table in addition to the 53% that we're already paying our distributors. These are all out-of-pocket expenses that we invest back into the field with. This is a very, very unheard of concept in network marketing. Most network marketing companies aren't looking to put more on the table for their distributors. They're constantly scouring for a way to take money off the table, or to include gotchas on the table for whatever the case may be. Morinda has always operated in this world of, we're not touching our 53% payout. We just aren't. We're not shaving parts off of it to pay for trips, to pay for cars, to pay for whatever. We don't do that. We have the approach that, hey, look, the 53% is what it is. If we want to do additional incentives, hey, we're going to budget and finance, prepare for those things to put on the table in addition to the 53%. The good and the bad of that for me, and I don't want to go too far into this, but the good and the bad of that is it's incredibly generous by the company. The thing I get a little nervous of is I don't want to distract people away from how cool the 53% payout is. That is a huge, huge number. And I don't want people coming into the business for the rewards. You really want to come into the business for the 53%. But hey, Morinda is the best company on the planet at adding incentives to the deal. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the Morinda Life Points program. Some of the other themes on that list we'll circle back to and hit in future webinars. But tonight I wanted to focus on Morinda Life Points. Beginning January 1st, 2018, this is how we're going to do Morinda Life Points. First of all, the baseline is wherever you ended up December 2017. To earn Morinda Life Points in 2018, you must increase your Premier Member Bank account or your PSPMBAB above the ending balance of 2017 initially, then maintain a positive balance. So for the example that I showed you earlier, the person's baseline was 7. They need to get to 8 to be able to trigger their ability to earn Morinda Life Points. Okay, whatever your baseline is, you just need to increase over that just by 1 to trigger your ability to earn Morinda Life Points. That just makes you eligible that month for points. Now, there's 2 ways that you can then generate points. Once you're eligible, once you've increased your bank account, there's 2 ways that you generate points. The first one is to increase generation for volume. Every month that you increase your your bank account and increase your Gen 4 volume, you will earn 1 point for every 1 QV above the December Gen 4 balance. So that was a whole mouthful. What's Gen 4? What is this ASQV4 Gen 4 number that we're referring to? So let me just give you guys a quick example of what Gen 4 looks like. Let's say this is you. This is your Morinda business. You're on Office Pro. You have an online store. You're in business. You're out trying to actively build a network. According to this particular slide, however, this is just you. You've signed up. It's just you. You haven't even sponsored a soul yet. Our goal, remember, is to drive network building. We want to drive and incentivize people to grow and increase their network. So if you start to go out and host parties, talk to people, do a presentation, whatever the case may be, you bring in 3 people, 3 IPCs who are going to launch and start their own business. Now you have a Gen 1. Your Gen 1 does not generate you any Morinda Life Points just yet. We're looking to get all the way to your Gen 4 volume. And I kind of just jumped through those slides real fast and I'm not going to explain how to get all the way down there, but you sponsor 3 people and they go out and actively expand their own network because they're driving and trying to hit their own financial freedom goals. Eventually, you're going to get to a 4th generation. Now, to grow your Morinda Life Points or to earn Morinda Life Points every single month, you need to increase that targeted area within your organization. So, your Morinda Life Points come from just that targeted generation within your downline. If you want to grow them, so for example, in this slide, I counted up these little Morinda office stores on the slide. I think there's 11 of them. So if you started with 0 at the beginning of the year and you built and worked and all of a sudden you now have 11 people on your Gen 4, well, that's going to be 1,320 points of Morinda Life Points that you're going to hit every single month. So every month you're going to just accumulate points from that Gen 4, which is exciting and is going to help qualify you for some really cool things. So if this is you, going to kind of backwards our conversation a little bit. If this is you, or if this is you, or if this is you, you still have some work to do before we can start qualifying you for Morinda Life Points. We need to continue to grow and build until we have that 4th generation. So you have a little bit of work to do. Let's get started. Let's launch your business. Let's host a party. Let's rock and roll. Okay, the second way that you can get paid Morinda Life Points is title advancement. So Generation 4 and title advancement. Hint, hint, clue, clue. That may come back later on in the program. But you're personally paid as title advancement. Now, if you've ever hit one of these titles in the history of your involvement with Morinda, this is not a requalification back up to that title. Kind of wish it was, but that's not how it's going to work. This is a new title advancement. So whatever your highest title was or has been, work on trying to drive towards title advancement. You can generate points very, very quickly with a title advancement. You hit Pearl, that's 15,000 points. Diamond Pearl is 40,000 points. And then so on and so forth. I think my next slide. Oh, and then every month that you maintain those titles, you're going to get 1,000 points every single month. So these are just points that are going to rack into your accumulation towards being able to go on a really cool event. You hit Double Diamond, Diamond Elite, Triple Diamond, Platinum Diamond, Black Pearl. It's 40,000 points every single time. Okay, so you start to rack up some major points as you advance up through the program, which is going to send you on some really cool trips, which we're going to come back to. Morinda Life Points are specifically designed to reward incremental growth in your business. All of the amazing benefits of Morinda Life, including all expense-paid airfare, hotel accommodations, and adventures, and even meals, can be enjoyed by redeeming Morinda Life Points. So, some people who have been with us for a long time tend to look at this and say, man, that's really hard compared to what historically it's been with the company. One of the things that we decided to do just a couple years back with this program is to maybe raise the bar a little bit for how you qualify for our events. Yes, it makes it a little bit tougher, a little bit more work, but at the same time, we have made the events so dang cool where we are picking up the airfare, we're picking up hotel costs, we're paying for meals. By the way, there are companies 5 times as big as Morinda who offer none of this. And I'm thinking of a specific company here just probably a mile away from our corporate office. Huge company. They don't do bupkis for their distributor base, by the way. They do trips. They make their distributors pay for everything. The company doesn't float any of the expenses. And I'm blown away by this, by the way, because it's a huge company. And I think, man, they've got cash. They could do this if they wanted to, or they could come up with a way to reward their distributors, but they don't. Morinda is an incredibly generous company. And by the way, be very bold with this conversation. As you talk to other people, I guarantee their company is not paying their ticket to go to places like Japan or paying for their hotels in Vegas like we had over the weekend. By the way, the hotel was amazing in Las Vegas. It was one of the coolest hotels I've been in a long time. Morinda paid the hotel cost for people who qualified for it. You go on a trip with Morinda, you qualify for these things, and we're taking care of you, and we're paying for it out of our pocket, not yours. Okay? I can't stress and emphasize how important that is to understanding this Morinda Life concept. As you sit there and you look at it and you're like, yeah, man, that seems impossible to do. It's not impossible. People are doing it all over the world. People are qualifying. It's just, it takes work. And the reward is worth it. The juice is worth the squeeze. And speaking of juice, let me take another shameless plug for Tishanoni juice. I got a whole nother shot sitting over here, so I expect to go through that in just a second. So there's different events that we're going to send you on. Okay, we went through all the boring, nerdy stuff, how you qualify for points, how you generate those points. Believe me, if you start to grow your business, if you kind of forget about the complication of how that works, and by the way, that's a little bit streamlined of a qualification than what we had 2 years ago. So it's getting better. It's getting easier to just kind of mull through and comprehend. But if that's still confusing for you, and if you're sitting at home thinking, oh man, I don't even know what this guy's talking about anymore, he's speaking Japanese to me. just remember this. At the end of the day, you just have to go out and play. Go out and play. There's just to give an analogy, a sports analogy real fast. I watch ESPN, and there's a segment on ESPN, and sorry ladies, I know it's Valentine's Day and now a guy's talking sports, so woohoo, best Valentine's Day ever. Dan's now talking sports. But in the example, on ESPN, they have a segment called Sports Science. For people who are really into sports, it may be kind of a fascinating conversation. But for people who play sports, I don't know how much they really even care. For the athletes that go out and perform for an NFL team or basketball or whatever the case may be, sports science, they don't lose themselves in the nerdiness of sports science. You know what the athlete does? He or she just goes out and plays. At the end of the day, whether it's the Financial Freedom Income Accelerator, or Morinda Life Points, or whatever topic that we're choosing to talk about, if you're feeling like it's confusing, guess what? All you need to remember is at the end of the day, you just go out and play. Just go out and play and do the work. And guess what? When you're out doing the work, people qualify for things just almost ignorantly that they're qualifying for something. They didn't know they were qualifying. They just went out and did the work. They just went out and played and got it done. So, soapbox. To get off the soapbox, Dan, let's move forward. So here are the events. We're going to go through these just real fast that you can qualify for. The business summits, that's 500 Morinda Life Points. That's the smallest amount of points that we require for you to go to any of our events. Regional Business Summit, we pick up your hotel. Global Business Summit, 25,000 Morinda Life Points. Discover the World Cruise, 75,000 Morinda Life Points. So now you can see these title advancements start to play in a little bit, or you need to be growing extremely fast to be able to generate points to be able to go on these exciting, life-changing trips. Discover Tahiti Cruise, 150,000 points, which is a 2-year deal. You can qualify for that over 2 years because we go every other year. So those are the trips. This is where we're going to go to on those trips. Well, first of all, in 2018, we already did this one. The Founders Circle, which is basically just an invite-only trip, was in Oahu. That was just a couple weeks ago. Okay, lots more pictures. Oh, that slide was pretty cool. The Regional Business Summits, we just did this in Las Vegas this past weekend. So the next Regional Business Summit will not be until 2019, and we do not have a location announced for that yet. But we're taking suggestions. You guys want to throw some suggestions out? I'd be more than happy to listen to any suggestion. But we'll save that for another day. Just email us and tell us where you want to go. And if somebody says Wichita, Kansas, and not to offend anybody from Kansas, we're not going to Wichita, Kansas. All right. But globally, we're going to be in a lot of different places. Jakarta, Cancun, Okinawa, Rome. Las Vegas is where we were at in the United States. Come on, advance. Discover the World Cruise. This is going to be coming up here, I believe, in June, maybe late May, early June. It's a 75,000 point cruise, and the qualification period for this is over. I'm going to announce to you tonight where the 2019 one is going to be. But in 2018, we're going to go on a cruise of Italy and Greece, and I hate everybody that's going on this cruise if I don't get to go. But I love you, but I still hate you. Take lots of pictures. But no, seriously, this is a life-changing cruise. What a cool thing to be able to qualify and go on. And hopefully those people who have qualified are going to remember all of us who are going to be wishing that we were on that boat. But if this is just to go back to the conversation though, if this lights a fire in your belly, and hopefully it does, 75,000 points. We got work to do. Let's go after it. Okay. All of these things are very attainable trips. Global Business Summit, 2018, Tokyo. We did a cool promotion at the end of the last year. I know that we have about 20 people or so, maybe 20 to 30 people in the U.S. who have qualified for this. We also have a Bullet Train to Tokyo promotion going on right now. If you missed the end of the year one and you want to still qualify, there is a way to go, but I'm not going to talk about that tonight because I'm just forging ahead. But if you want, call us up, call the call center, ask about the bullet train to Tokyo, how that works. But that's going to be in August of 2018. Okay, Discover Tahiti Cruise. This is later on this year. We have moved on from the Gauguin, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Paul Gauguin, I think that's how you say it. The more I say it, the dumber it sounds. So I'm going to just stop attempting to say that poor man's name. It was a cool cruise ship. We're going to do a private sailing yacht. We're going to have the whole yacht to ourselves, and everybody that goes on that is going to just have an amazing, amazing experience. Different than any other Tahiti trip we have ever done. And this is an every other year qualification for that. What an amazing way to sail through the islands of Tahiti. We'll take you around. We'll show you the processing plant, take you to the orphanage, all those fun things. Now in 2019, so those are our trips for 2018. 2019, we're going to do another Founder Circle. This is invite only in Maui, Hawaii. We're going to do more regional business summits in 2019. So gear up, get ready, start qualifying. You need 500 points to go to the next business summit when we'll pick up the hotel for you. And in Wichita, Kansas, which we will not be going to. Did anybody give any suggestions? Okay, no. All right, good. We'll take those privately. But yeah, that's going to be in 2019. We'll look forward to that. Global Business Summit next year. However, this year we're in Japan. 2019, New York. Everybody from New York, be obnoxious. Let us hear it. Where's all my New York crowd? There we go. Lynn Tony. Just Lynn Tony. Waiting for the rest of y'all. Where's the rest of New York? Maybe I'll be waiting a while. Lynn Tony, you are representing the great city of New York. Oh, there we go. All right. There's some more New Yorkers waking them up. Jackie, Merle, Ann Wilson, you're not from New York. You're from the populated city of Pleasant Grove, which is not New York. All right, but you're excited, and I'm excited for you. But yeah, we're going to go to New York City next year for the Global Business Summit. To get your flight, to get your hotel paid for, it's 25,000 points. For everybody who's in New York, if you get 25,000 points, let's talk. Maybe we can work something out and still make it. Maybe extend the flights to somebody on your team. I don't know. We'll have some fun with it. But for everybody else, what a wonderful, cool thing to qualify for. Trip, airfare, hotel, New York City. Doesn't get better than that. 2019, our Discover the World cruise is going to be a European cruise. And I believe it's going to be in the northern part of Europe, like Denmark-ish, Germany, Denmark, Finland. I don't know. That's kind of what I've heard rumors of for the Discover the World cruise in 2019. If this fills your passion bucket, I hope it does. I love traveling. My wife loves traveling. Man, we would do a lot of things to be able to be on those trips. And so set those as your vision board. Get a big picture of Tahiti. Get a big picture of Europe. Get a big picture of wherever it is you want Morinda to take you. And let's put our heads down and go to work. Let's put our heads down and just go out and play. Go out and talk to people. That's how we play in Morinda. Just go out and have fun conversations with people about stuff that you love. And as you do that, you'll be rewarded for that. And nobody rewards people better than Morinda for doing what network marketing does. And that is sharing an amazing product that we all love, which is tea Shinoni juice. And I'm going to take another drink and have a lot of fun with it, okay? So, pays to be on the webinar. Does it pay to be on the webinar? Who thinks it pays to be on the webinar? Oh, by the way, there's Wayne T. Duncan out of New York. Okay, Wayne, good.